Howdy, this is Mackenzie Franklin from SideGameLLC here in Colorado Springs, Colorado. Today we're going to be taking a look at Warp's Edge, a game by Scott Almes, published by Renegade Game Studios in their Solo Hero series line. Now this game in particular is going to include the expansions, and it's going to have no lid lift. Without further ado, let's take a look inside. We lift off the lid here and we'll see that we have our bag for the bag building placed on the bottom half. As well on the top half, we're going to have all of the boss boards, as well as the ship boards. All double-sided, lots of replayability here. Next, we'll have the Singularity Storybook. This is going to help set up a game, so it's going to be unique and has its own little story that it tells beforehand. Really cool. And then we have the two rulebooks for Warp's Edge, as well as the Viren Invasion expansion. Those just fit really nicely on top of these two trays. So these are the chip trays that come with the game, but you'll notice that I've removed the plastic pieces that were kind of covering on top. Because you can just put the rulebook on top, the pieces really are not going to be moving, so you can go ahead and throw away those plastic trays. The plastic trays had these big kind of pieces sticking out of them that prevented you from putting the boards on top, so it's best to just have them as they are. So we've got the different lasers, the energy, and then based on the ship you're using, you'll have the POWER in different amounts, as well as all of your dodges here. So it's going to change based on the game and based on the ship you use. You can either leave one of the ship's pieces in here, or underneath, you kind of lift them out like so, you're going to have the rest of the pieces that match each of the letters. So if you look here, we have all of these labeled POWER, so you can put the rest of the tokens that match in there. So they do fit if you do just put them in there, so I could do that now, put the R there, and if you kind of push them a little bit, they're going to fit really nicely in these wells that come in the insert. So I think this insert does a great job for organizing here. So you can either keep them in, so you're ready for the next game, or you can put them inside the box here. The next thing you'll see on the right side here is you'll see some pieces for marking. So this will mark your warp and the different boss abilities, your shields and your health, all that stuff. So those little tokens are for that. And you're going to get them every game, so you take them from there. Silica gel over here. And then in addition, we've got the two decks. So these decks of cards we got on the right here, we've got all of your enemy cards. These are fully sleeved and separated based on their level. And underneath, you're going to have the damage tokens. So whenever you defeat a boss, you'll put one of these out. The reason they're here is because they're going to lift the cards just a little bit. That way your corners aren't going to get frayed, and you're going to have enough lift so the cards aren't going to get stuck in the box. So it's pretty important to have that there. The next thing is on the left side. Just like the other, you're going to have these pieces inside. So these are for one of the expansion bosses. So you'll leave those there just to make sure that this deck is lifted up, as well as some destruction markers. Because this deck is a bit smaller, it needs a bit more risen up. So this is going to be all of your upgrades for your ship that you'll get as you play the game. And that's how we organize it here. Without further ado, let's go ahead and pack everything away. So we put the tokens in the bottom here, and then we'll put the player cards and the villain cards inside. On top of that, we're going to take our two chip trays, kind of grab them by the centers here, and you'll put them in at the same time so that they cover all of the components inside. Next, we'll put the instruction booklets in the storybook, covering the chips so they don't move. You'll put the boss boards and the ship boards on top, and then you'll place the bag for your bag building on the bottom. And that is organizing Warp's Edge. If you have any questions about what you saw here, please leave a comment below. Thank you so much for watching. I'd really appreciate it if you subscribed and helped this channel grow. We're trying to get up as much as possible so we can start doing things like live streaming on mobile devices, and that way we can get a lot of images as to what we're doing here. So really excited for this, super excited to be in this community, and thanks so much for watching. Side Game Strong.